So far, we've created a kind of a crude histogram. We plotted ERA for every player season for since the beginning of baseball, since the Lawman database started. And one of the things that we want to do when we start working with data is think about what it is that I'm interested. What question? What am I really interested in graphing? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take pitching and I'm going to say, well, I want to create a subset of pitching that just guys that have pitched at least 50 innings in a season. So we'll do this. We'll create a new data frame called pitching 50. We'll start with pitching. Control-Shift-M for our pipe operator, and we'll filter. One of the things we know from pitching is it reports IP outs. The number of, so we can think of IP outs divided by 3 would be the number of innings a pitcher pitched. Then we need to be careful of things like, is it if it was 4, a lot of times that's reported 4.1 or 4 1/3, different ways. But in this case, I can be simple enough where I can just say, let's filter for IP outs that are greater than 150. That's going to get us the guys that have pitched at least 50 innings in a season. And to get more recent pitchers, let's look at year ID greater than 1949. So let's do that. So we'll create pitching 50. And so notice it pairs our pitching data frame from about 49,000 observations down to 17,590. Okay, so when I look at ERA here, I'm thinking about the ERA of guys that have pitched a significant amount in a season, more like regulars and so on. So when we think about what I'm doing here, this part and read CSVs and joining, and when I create, a lot of times we'll call that data wrangling. I'm getting the data in shape to start analyzing. So now I've got pitching 50 and I want to start building some plots. Okay, so one of the things I can do with ggplot is something that builds on itself. So I can start with a graph and then keep adding. So one of the things I'm going to do here, so I created an entire graph here in 14 and 15. Pretty crude, it's missing a lot of pieces. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to say G1. So I'm basically going to create a list. G1 is a list that contains ggplot, pitching 50, and the aesthetic ERA. Okay, so if I hit Control Enter to run G1, I get this list that includes, basically specifies, okay, this guy's interested in ggplot with the data frame pitching 50, aesthetic, he wants to use his ERA. So now I can take that list G1, say plus histogram, and I can build a histogram. Zoom in on it. So this is the histogram of pitchers since 1950 that have pitched at least 50 innings in a season. So I can see, there we go. That's starting to give us an idea. A lot of, we'd expect, this is probably the, somewhere around here is the average amount of runs given up in a game. And so we see that there's a lot in the center. Then you've got some guys that have given up a lot. And then you've got the rare, these are the dudes that have really, really done well. And that's, another approach to creating a histogram.